Hey all. I was thinking I'd walk through a quick lesson on how I play in the evening. Kind of close to the way Jimmy would have done it, or did it, live. They only did it a handful of times because they would have done Copenhagen, 79, the 2 shows there as the warm-up to Nebworth. Both Nebworth shows. And then what were there, a dozen or so Europe 1980 shows in June and July. So it didn't get a lot of air play on stage for the late period, but it worked pretty well as a live number, I think. Especially at Nebworth and the Copenhagen shows in 79 when Jimmy would have done the bow segment and then they go into in the evening. Whereas he was doing the bow was in How Many More Times and Dazed and Confused, and then he did it for the intro to Achilles, 77. So I thought it worked pretty well going into this one. But enough of my yakking. The studio one, the riff is done like this. And that's the way I like it. The live ones, he would have done this. He did the bar on everything, which I don't like at all. So I played along with that Mannheim one a minute ago, and kind of did it more like the studio one. So that riff is on the G string. Now you got to be careful. Don't do what I just did. I kind of hold the whammy bar, and I'm not a vibrato bar fan. In fact, I had to dig this one out of a bag in the closet to even put it on this thing because I hate whammy bars. And in my opinion, no one's done anything worthwhile with a whammy bar since Hendrix. So that's just my opinion. I know you guys love it. Some of you do. Some of you love, Steve Vai or whoever these guys are, Van Halen, that do it. I just hate it. But you take the G string and slide up to 4. So you do the G string and hit B and E in there too. I mean, that sounds like a lot going on, even though you're just fretting one string and hitting 3. So it's 4, 2, and then off, and again, still hit that B string. Right, so when you hit that second, so you're off 4, 2, 0, then back on 2, and then dive down a little. But you got to come back before you hit, because it ends on the D string at the 2nd fret. So you sort of bend down on the G at the 2nd fret, and then you're back up because the D string doesn't have any bar on it. Well, that ain't easy to do. But Jimmy sort of got around that in the live ones by just doing this all the way through. It sounds a lot like that. And then that last little lick is hammer on the D string at 2, and then it's G and B open. And it ends on D at the 2nd fret. The second time through, it just goes. It's like the first half of the riff. Right? And in between on the live ones, I think he whacks that low E string. I don't hear it on the studio one. Oh, I Need Your Love. That's D. A, D. So when you do the A, D, it goes on D. That's a little sort of major, D major pentatonic run. Nothing unusual on that. So you got your D there. Slide up the A string to 9. And on that you're just hammering on D 7 9, G 7 9. Down the A string at 9. So don't you the second time through, after all those, you go G, oh, I need your love, D, G, E, A, I need your love, A, B, up to B, and then it starts the riff over. Now, it would seem to make sense to do just do exactly the same thing you did with G and D with A and E. And then end on the B there. I watched the Nebworth clip because I was thinking about playing along with that one, but I figured it would get blocked for copyright. But Jimmy actually does do the and he does the A down here for whatever reason. The B up there or down here. What else is there left? Oh yeah, okay. So it gets actually, I think the solo is on the D part. And then you go into this. Now on the studio one, he started the solo with the bar. See this? My bar is not the one that came with this guitar. I don't know if you can tell. But look how high out that is. I can't, and I got 5 strings in here. I can't even get that down. Because this one's so long. It's got so much give there. But you would start it with the bar compressed, so it has that sound, and Jimmy described it as a door being busted down, which is kind of a good way to describe it. He didn't do so much of that on the live ones, because, hey man, it's hard to do it on stage. It's hard to do it sitting here in this room. But he would just sort of start on an E chord. And, you know, go into your E minor, more or less E minor pentatonic-ish solo, and then end on. So then here's how I do those middle chords. C major 7. I do that as B minor, but the high E open. I think the keyboards are doing A minor 7 there, but I like it as an A with the B string open. Or even a 7. So I'll just do an A chord, but the B and the G and the B are both open. And then whatever that is, it's an E minor, except the D is at the 4th fret. Back to that C major 7. Back to that B minor with the high E open. Back to that A. And it ends on an A5. And that plant comes in, whatever. Is that the whole tune? I mean, the live ones kind of go on forever because it's Zeppelin. Studio one actually is not a short tune either, but it doesn't feel like a long song. It's one of those ones like I don't know. The Eagles had a couple that They were actually pretty long, but didn't, like Lion Eyes. That's probably almost as long as Hey Jude, probably, but it doesn't feel like it. This is one of those. So that's about it. Good luck.